Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka The Weather Gamer, bringing you LDL GMAX Season 12 season recap. So, it's been over a week since I lost finals, still a little hurt by it, not feeling good, which is why the camera's off right now. I just don't feel good physically and don't look the greatest. I haven't slept a whole lot lately, so kind of not the greatest looking right now. So that's why I'm not on camera. But anyways, yeah, we got dropped. It goes down as a 6-2, but really it was a 6-0 because I timer stalled at the end to try and save face and not get 6-0'd in my first finals. It was a good season on the fact that I made finals. Okay, my first ever trip to finals. It was a good season as far as that. I have to be happy about that. I have to take that and carry that with me. It was just not the way I wanted the season to end, and the season itself kind of was turned on its head. So the fact that I made finals when I had no business in being in playoffs too, I guess I can't really ask for the chip because I didn't deserve it, but I didn't deserve getting 6-0 either. So we started out super strong with a week 1 victory, lost week 2, but then won weeks 3, 4, and 5, sitting at 4-1. And then I moved, and then the wheels kind of fell off, and I lost 3 straight, technically 4 straight, but Zombie never showed up, so double forfeit is a no contest, so I don't count that in the statistics because I was there, I was ready for him, I just forgot to ping him until late. But I'd pinged him, set up a time, all that sort of thing. So we ended up finishing the season with a 4-4 record, +3, playoffs going 2-1, technically 0, but it was a 4-2, so +2. I'm just trying to hold on to something positive. That's why I didn't take the forfeit loss. That's why I didn't, take the 6-0, because I just wanted to have some positives going through the season, because otherwise I'm 4-5 +0 and 2-1 +0, and didn't really help myself out. Anyways, going over the team, Garchomp going 8-8. Garchomp is one of those dragon types that is just frustrating to me because I know how good it is. I know I can make it good. It's just I have not played it well. I either set up too early on it or too late. I will figure out Garchomp. I will unlock it. I will have a monster massive season with it, and then it'll be like Dragapult and the rest of the dragons where I can just hammer down with it. But 8-8, not bad considering all things considered. Not great by any means either. Clefable was the surprise of the league, 14-7. Ripping off multiple games early in the season where it just went to town. I love Clefable. It is normally a defensive mon, but I made it very offensive. Belly drum sets, Calm Mind sets, Sword Powered sets. Clef can go off when it wants to. I will be drafting Clefable again as a fairy type. It was solid. I really did enjoy using Clef, and clearly being the fact that it was tied for kill leaders, it worked this season. It was my slow king of this season. Speaking of the Slowbro Slowking line, I did get to use Slowbro for the first time in a long time. I will be using Slowbro again. I want to figure this mon out like I have Slowking. It didn't quite work out the way I hoped for, and part of that I think is because of the team that's built around it. I do think that this team inherently, it got better with the Cinderace trade, but it also got worse. And I'll talk about that when I get down there. But yeah, I do like Slowbro as a nice bulky water type. I will be trying it again just to see what happens. To nobody's surprise, is anyone really shocked that Cinderace is my official kill leader based on differential going 14-3? That thing just claims lives. It's reverse swept twice this season. Week 3, killing 5 or going 5 for 5 on Pyros to finish the game off, and then it cleaned up in semifinals versus Spartan, and it cleaned up Jet as well. Just Cinderace is a powerful mon. It does a shit ton of damage. There is not a lot of switch-ins to Banded Powerball. There's not a lot of switch-in. There are 0 switch-ins to Adamant Banded Powerball except for Chestnut and any other Bulletproofer or like super bulky waters. It hits hard, especially when it doesn't miss Powerballs. It hits like a truck. I love Cinderace. It is my favorite fire type to use. And with Dragapult and Zeraora, they form my top 3, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. Aegislash. I am not impressed with Aegislash. It went 1 and 3, and really that 1 was just because I got lucky. But Aegislash has not been a good mon to me in any time I've used it. It's too complex, to be perfectly honest. That's my problem. It's too complex because of its stance changing ability. Making sure that you build it with the right amount of defense, making sure you build it with the right amount of offense. It's very confusing, and it's a little too slow. It's definitely a mon that needs sticky web support. I don't know if I'll draft Aegislash again. That's kind of where the inherently my team got worse aspect. I would really have liked to have Gengar here. Unfortunately, Gengar was gone, but Gengar on this team would have led to some more trouble, I think, for people. Sorry, I'm typing a message out. So here's where the biggest takeaway from this season of LDL comes from, is these next 2 mons, Galvantula and Whimsicott. I've used Whimsicott before, I've had some success with it. I had moderate success, 3 and 6 is not great, but I had some moderate success with it here. Galvantula did absolutely nothing for me. It never got a kill, it never could pick off a kill. It just would come in, set sticky webs, die, and it'd chip something down, but it would never kill it. I have learned that I need to have a stronger, and this is why Zeraora has done so well for me, I need to have a stronger electric grass core, or at least one or the other, because my team inherently struggled with bulky water types, severely struggled with bulky water types, and to an extent, bulky ground types. Because Slowbro was not always powerful enough, or Slowbro didn't have the matchup where it could come in and deal with the opposing bulky ground type. And neither Whimsicott nor Galvantula are strong enough on their own. They both heavily rely on either being Choice Specs or Life Orb to do a lot of damage because their attacks, or their special attack stats, are not super great. They're kind of middle of the road. So I definitely think that the flaw in this team comes from these 2 right here. I think if I had kept Tangrowth, which unfortunately I couldn't because I had to switch Tangrowth for Cinderace, I think this team would have been a lot better, or if I had a physical grass type or a different electric type, I would have been much better off. You see it in the finals match where I struggled in prep building for Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini just ran my team, and I did not have a good way around it. And so, because both my grass and electric type were special and not super strong special attackers, so that's where I think the biggest weakness came from in both Galv and Whimsicott kind of handicapping this team. I really need to look at not doing... I'm not going to draft Galv again, period. Even if there are no web setters left. I'll go draft Warbeetle, but I really need to relook at my grass electric cores and kind of put a little more priority into those because I've struggled when I have not had super strong breakers. Arrow did not have a lot of success. Arrow also fits in this category. I have like 1 or 2 games every couple seasons where Arrow pops off with a Dragon Dance set, but then it just middles its way through the rest of the leagues that I use it in. It went 0-4 here, one of only 2 Mons that was on the roster for a good chunk of the season and didn't get a kill. It's not good. needs the Dragon Dance. It needs coverage. I need to stop drafting Aerodactyl. And so this is probably the final league that I draft Arrow in. I need to look at other speed tier Mons in that speed tier and get away from Aerodactyl because it just doesn't work for me. Drapion, second or third time I've used Drapion. I had some good success with it. Swords Dance sets. It's super defensive. Physically, it can be very good, especially defensive with Assault Vest. It's just also really, and that's another part of this team really struggled. This team really struggled absorbing Will-O-Wisps, and that was the problem. Is Drapion got Will-O-Wisped a few too many times. I think if I had a Mon that didn't care about Will-O-Wisps besides Slowbro and Clefable, I think Drapion could have been put into better positions to do more damage. Hitmonchan had a good early start to the season versus Jake and then kind of fizzled out because I was forced to bring... A lot of times I was forced to bring Galv or Whimsicott plus Slowbro or vice versa, which is also why Drapion didn't come to a lot of games. I just couldn't get them fit in because I was forced to bring both Galv and Whimsicott to deal with an opposing bulky water type, and I couldn't... Yeah. Or I'd have to bring fast Defog because I couldn't fit Spin onto Chan. So that's really, again, I think the middle row of this team, Aegislash, Galv, Whimsicott, and Arrow, really handicapped me for most of the season. And looking back at it, and if I could do this draft over again, I would get rid of those 4 and try again. Tangrowth didn't do anything at all because it was here for 1 game and then traded to Jet. Chandelure, again, another Mon that's been memed on by the number of times I drafted it, but it used to be my premier Ghost type early in the generation, or early in my career as my Fire and Ghost type, which has since shifted to Dragapult, Gengar, and Cinderace. And Skarmory never came to a game either, but again, I prefer Corviknight over Skarmory, so... But that's really all I have to say on the Mons. We'll take a look here as I reset the thing back to normal. There we go. Take a look at the record. I am now... So I did qualify. I technically was 6th place because 7, 8, 6, 7, and 8 all got kicked out. So I technically moved me to 6th, even though I finished 9th overall. I will fix this one day. I'm now 182 and 254, minus 237 overall, 115 and 151 minus 106. So at least in Gen 8, the differential has gone down. I'm still fighting it, but we've almost doubled our win total from Gen 7 too. I don't know how many games comparatively. It's like I did 20 versus 29, so yeah, that makes sense. I have matched my playoff total, getting 3 wins now. 6 and 17 minus 35. I finally got the monkey off my back. It took me over a year to win a playoff game. So then hopefully going into playoffs I'll have some more luck and not have that dread because it's been over a year. From the Mon standpoint, Zeraora still reigns supreme. 10 leagues, 92 kills, 54 deaths. But Cinderace has now leapfrogged Bolt for number 2, and it's really the same as over on the kill side. You see Zeraora, Cinderace, and Bolt, the top 3 for differential. Cinderace in 5 leagues, 53 and 29. So actually, Cinderace, if we follow projections, Cinderace will pass Zeraora. By the time I get to 10 leagues, I'll be at 106. So I don't know if you want to call Cinderace my new ace or what, but I'm on a very good hot streak with Cinderace. So Zeraora, Cinderace. I still have majority dragons in the top 25 because really nothing changed. Because Cinderace just moved up and Garchomp's still sitting at... Well, Garchomp now passed Megachomp finally, and Charizard. Garchomp's probably going to pass Hydreigon and Haxorus here shortly because of it seems like Bolt and Chomper, the 2 dragon types I've been drafting. 6 times I've already had Garchomp. Averaging 5 kills in the league. Not great. That's kind of Haxorus numbers, yeah. High Dragon numbers. Next tier of dragon types. Anyways. So yeah, Zeraora is still the kill leader. Cinderace moving into the top 2. Dragapult followed closely behind it. I mean, Dragapult's going to end up being the all-time kill leader. Once it gets to 10, based on its performance, it will shatter Zeraora and Cinderace. But yeah, also a funny story and spoilers for future. If this is uploaded first, I don't remember the upload order on this. I've drafted Superior 2 more times, and now Superior has been drafted the same amount of times as Zeraora. And I get flamed all the time for drafting Zeraora, but Alolan Ninetales, Surf, and Shandy, who I don't know where Shandy went, Shandy have all been drafted just as many times. So. But that's going to be it. That's the recap for LDL. I'll be back for another season. You can bet on that, Jet. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.